Total!
The total category focuses on full body movements that work a vast majority of your muscle mass. This maximally elevates your heart rate for an incredible cardio-metabolic response. These high priority drills tend to provide the perfect mix of strength and conditioning, especially when time is tight. This makes them ideal for fat loss and lean muscle gain.
Getups. If I had to pick just one exercise for full body fitness, it would be the get-up. Lay on your back with a dumbbell overhead and go from ground to stand and back. It's a multi-move miracle combining planking, bridging, hinging, and lunging. And it's a lie detector test for your overall mobility, stability, strength, and stamina. It will literally bulletproof your whole body. And as the weight goes up, your muscles will grow from head to toe. Granted, there's a significant learning curve, but the greater the challenge, the greater the reward. The best way to learn and teach this drill is by breaking it down into the following 6 stages. 1, back to forearm. 2, forearm to hand. 3, bridge. 4, leg sweep. 5, lateral hinge. And 6, lunge to stand. Once you master each stage, combine them for a full body flow. Prioritize the stages you struggle with the most to strengthen any weaknesses in the kinetic chain. Always begin from a fetal position to get grounded and safely organize your body. One of my favorite 10-minute workouts is to do one get up every minute on the minute for 10 minutes, switching sides each minute. It's so effective and efficient. Start with just your body weight, a soup can, or a light 2.5 to 5 pound dumbbell. Build up to 100 plus pounds over time. Now that's raw strength. Boxing. Boxing is my favorite full body workout. Plus, it trains your brain. Stance. Use a staggered stance. A straight line should separate your feet. Switch feet to transfer from an orthodox to southpaw stance. First get bouncing on your toes and forefoot. Then practice pivoting the feet and rotating the hips to prep for punches. And always keep your hands up. Hands. There are 6 basic punches with the following number system. 1, jab. 2, cross. 3, lead hook. 4, rear hook. 5, lead uppercut. And 6, rear uppercut. Focus first on mastering the straights, especially the jab, before adding hooks and uppercuts. Drill a single punch at a time before progressing to combos. Feet. Proper footwork is critical to maintaining balance. To move forward, lead with your front foot. To move backward, lead with your back foot. To move left, lead with your left foot. To move right, lead with your right foot. Never cross your feet. Push out against a miniband to encourage proper foot spacing. Train with boxing intervals, 3 minutes of work with 1 minute of rest between rounds. Switch stances halfway into each round or between rounds. Slams. Besides boxing, there's no better exercise for mental health and stress relief than slams. The key to doing it right is to always keep your shoulders higher than your hips. Don't bend at the spine. To get the most out of the exercise, try to get all the way up on the toes to train triple extension of the ankles, knees, and hips. But you can still do some reps with the feet flat on the floor. To get more triceps recruitment, you can bring the ball behind your head. There are 2 main types of med balls to slam with. A bouncing ball is great for beginners and faster rep speeds. A slam ball requires a greater range of motion as you have to pick it up off the ground, but that increases posterior chain activation. There are so many slam variations. You can switch directions or stances or combine it with other movements like a halo. My favorite variation is the seesaw slam. Plus, you can modify the exercise with a faux slam where you never release the ball. Yeah, it's not as fun, but it's better than getting yelled at by your significant other or fielding complaints from your neighbors. Swings. A study showed that swings provide a similar cardio-metabolic response to running without all the impact forces. It builds the entire backside of your body, plus it improves posture, making it an excellent anti-aging exercise. The swing is basically a hip hinge to standing plank. Master those 2 moves first. Your shoulders should always be higher than your hips. Keep your knees soft, but don't squat too much. Inhale through the nose into the belly as you hike the weight behind your hips to stabilize your spine. Fully exhale through your mouth to power the weight to chest level. Start light and for higher reps in the beginning until the muscle memory is locked in. Once you master the double arm swing, you can try it on a single arm, alternate hands, or stagger your stance. My favorite variation is the shuffle swing. You can modify this exercise with the sumo deadlift. You can even add a jump to increase the intensity. The best way to do this exercise with dumbbells is the skier swing. In fact, it can auto-correct your form since it's harder to squat with your feet closer together. Shuffles. The shuffle is an awesome cardio and agility exercise that can be done in small spaces. It also trains the often neglected frontal plane or lateral movement, reducing the risk of non-contact injuries like ACL tears. When done properly, it will strengthen the inner and outer hips and thighs. Start with shuffle walks to lay a strength and stability foundation. Add a mini band to increase lateral hip activation and encourage proper foot spacing. This is also an awesome leg day warm-up and butt builder. I recommend 2-minute sets. To shuffle run, focus on pushing off with the trail leg, glutes, and pulling forward with the lead leg, groin, with the toes flared out. Drop your hips and plant your foot flat to change directions. Never let the feet come together or cross. Make it harder by dropping your hips more to increase thigh engagement. You can also hold a light med ball to increase the intensity. My favorite variation is the shuffle to crossover run. Skater jumps. The skater jump is one of my favorite cardio exercises. It's easy on the knees but hard on the glutes. First, master skater steps, where the toes of the inside foot kickstand for extra support and stability. Then bridge the gap with the foot pickup technique. Finally, progress to jumping leg to leg without assistance. Here are some key performance pointers. 1. Keep your trail leg actively bent at 90 degrees and push it back to prevent you from leaning too much to the side. 2. Swipe your arms across your body in the direction you're jumping to. 3. Sit down to land softly and lower your center of gravity. Pause skater jumps involve sticking and holding the landing for 2 to 5 seconds. This is great for longer work periods of 1 to 2 minutes for stability and stamina. I also love twisting med ball skater jumps for more of a strength and power emphasis. Employ contrast training by using a med ball for 15 to 30 seconds and then drop the ball and use just your body weight for another 15 to 30 seconds. Or use the drop and pickup technique for added variety. Blast off push-ups. The best push-up to burn fat is my signature blast off push-up. Some people call it the Tyson push-up because apparently the former heavyweight champion of the world used to do them in training. To maximize fat loss, you have to pick exercises that work a lot of muscle mass. This increases your heart rate and calorie burn per minute. The blast off push-up adds a squat to tax your legs and lungs more. Plus, it smokes the upper back and improves posture. Too hard? Modify with the plank version. Too easy? Try it single-legged. Instantly upgrade the exercise by placing your feet against a wall. It's like the push-up and leg press had a belly fat burning baby. My favorite variation is gripping dumbbells to extend the range of motion and increase the push and pull effect. Try this metabolic starter or finisher at your next chest day. Max reps for 30 seconds, rest 30 seconds. Do 5 to 10 rounds. A good goal is to get 10 reps every 30 seconds. Looking for a slow cooker? Try doing it super slow for 2 to 3 minutes. It's where mobility meets muscle gain. Stationary running. For most people, running year-round is a non-starter due to cold and rainy weather months. And a treadmill is expensive, but stationary running is a great substitute, plus it's lower impact. First, learn how to march with opposite arm leg mechanics. Your arms should form 90-degree angles throughout the drill. For the down leg, stomp your foot underground to maximize glute activation. For the up leg, simultaneously drive the knee above hip level, lift the foot to your hamstrings, and pull your toes to your shin. Balance your head over the foot of your support leg. Now you're ready to run. Start slow and gradually build up speed. Use a 4-4 rhythmic breathing tempo. Smoothly inhale through the nose into the belly for 4 steps, and fully exhale through the mouth for 4 steps. Repeat for time. For an extra breathing challenge, both inhale and exhale through the nose only. For the world's greatest cardio workout, alternate between 30 seconds of running and 30 seconds of marching for 10 straight minutes. You can even horizontally anchor a resistance band at hip level to allow for a more natural forward lean. FYI, the best stationary running variation for your abs is from a plank position. Climbers are a staple in my training. Hands elevated burpees. The burpee combines a hinge, push-up, squat, and jump into one undeniably hellish total body torture. But this classic exercise has fallen out of favor because of its complexity and difficulty. Many people butcher the move because they don't have the mobility to get up and down off the ground without collapsing or rounding their spines. Enter the hands elevated burpee. Using a low box or step allows you to customize the range of motion to your current fitness level. An adjustable aerobic step with risers allows for micro progression, so you can gradually work your way to the floor over time. However, I recommend using at least a slight elevation even for advanced trainees. It just puts your shoulders and spine in a better position for long-term success. I also recommend a wider sumo stance. My favorite option is using parallel bars, which also allows for extended range of motion push-ups with less wrist stress. If it's still too tough, skip the push-up and the jump. If you still hate burpees, just superset squats and push-ups, call it a day, and leave me out of it. Box thrusters. Thrusters, or the squat to press, is a popular CrossFit combination exercise that tests the mind, body, and soul. Personally, I prefer box thrusters for the general population, especially because this exercise can be a disaster when performed too heavy or too fast. Sitting onto a box autocorrects your form and takes pressure off of the back and knees. You can also customize the box height to your current fitness level to get all the pros of this drill without the cons. I also recommend a more joint-friendly hammer grip. Smart exercise selection is more than half the battle when it comes to sound training. For a killer cardio challenge, use Tabata intervals, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off for 8 rounds. It will be one of the hardest 4-minute workouts of your life. You can also do this drill one arm at a time to unload the spine and challenge your core more. Other great combination exercises inspired by Olympic lifting include hang cleans, high pulls, snatches, push presses, and split jerks.